Good morning, everybody. Nate Johnson here with Car Insurance Basics, and today we are going to go over why auto insurance is so important and how to understand the insurance policy that you buy. Okay, so if we think about what we have on the roads, we are driving a vehicle that is very heavy. They are very fast, right? Here in the state of Utah, the speed limit is up to 80 miles an hour, which means you can do a lot of damage to somebody's vehicle and to them medically as well. And if you are the one at fault on this, then you are responsible to pay them to be fixed, both medically and whatever property damage you fix. So we're going to go through a little bit of how the insurance policy reads so that you understand what it is you're buying. Okay, so jumping right into the way your policy works is that the first line on your policy page that you're paying for is a coverage called bodily injury per person / per accident. And what this is this is coverage that you buy if you hurt somebody, okay, or if you hurt multiple people in that same accident. Okay, the state minimum for the state of Utah is $25,000 per person, up to $65,000 per accident, with property damage coverage up to $15,000. This is to fix their property, not yours. So the question we have to ask ourselves is this enough coverage if I hurt somebody else or I hit somebody else? And the way that I think about that is how much does a new car cost to replace? And they're a lot more than $15,000. And most medical injuries are more than $25,000. So if those bills come above and beyond, I'm still responsible to fix the person, and I could be paying for this out of pocket. Okay, so here's a claims letter that's kind of an example of what we've been talking about. So I was involved in an accident with John Doe. John Doe ran a yield sign, hit my vehicle, did some damage to it. The shop came back and said that the vehicle to fix everything was going to be roughly $30,000. The insurance company realized the vehicle's total value was $34,000. And so they didn't want to fix it. They just wanted to give me the money and say, go replace it. The problem is that their insurance policy, the property damage coverage, only covered up to $25,000. So they're only liable to pay that much because that's all John Doe bought. So a couple ways we can handle this is I could take the money from John Doe's insurance company and then try to get the additional $9,000 from John Doe through like a civil lawsuit, take him to court, those types of things. What I ended up doing is going through my insurance company, getting the $34,000, giving them the vehicle, and then my insurance company is going to go after John Doe and his insurance company to get their money back because it wasn't their fault to pay, it was John Doe's fault to pay. And so either way, John Doe's going to end up paying somebody. I just didn't want to deal with the headaches of taking him to court personally, so my insurance company will do that in my place. Okay, so one of the questions that always comes up to me is how do we figure out how much insurance to buy? My question is do you have any real estate? Do you own a home? Do you have rental properties, a business, anything like that? Do you have any cars, boats? You know, what do I have to lose if my insurance policy does not have enough coverage to fix whoever I hurt? And then we have to think about, you know, what is somebody worth? And a lot of times they're worth a lot more than just $15,000, $25,000. Over the lifespan, people can be worth hundreds, if not millions of dollars. So those are things that we need to consider on how much insurance to buy. What do we have to lose, and what is somebody else worth? Okay, so without trying to bore you too much, we're going to look at this insurance policy a little bit. And down here is what we're talking about. So if you look at your insurance policy, it'll say bodily injury liability, and there's the state minimum liability limits. Okay. Then you have the property damage, which is $15,000. Okay, so remember, this is the amount of money your insurance company will pay somebody else if you do damage to them. Okay? The premium for this, the cost to you every 6 months is $469. Okay? We're going to look at another policy which increases those coverages, and I'll show you the difference in how much it costs to increase. All right, now let's look at that same insurance policy, but we've taken the bodily injury limits from $25,000 to $500,000, and the property damage we actually increased to $250,000, but for some reason it's not showing. But the total premium is $612 every 6 months now, which is a difference per month of about $24. It is really not that expensive to increase your insurance 10, 20 times from a liability standpoint when you think about the ramifications of what it will cost me if I cause an accident. We're talking $2,400 to 20 times this policy, and I definitely think that it's worth it. I wanted to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this short video on car insurance basics. It really means a lot to me. For other videos, please come to my YouTube channel. We will have short tutorials on all kinds of insurance, basically an easy understanding of how they work. So please go to my YouTube, subscribe, share it with your friends. Really would mean a lot so that we can get the most education out to the public as we can. Thank you for your time, and reach out if you have any questions.